Hi, my name is Miss Schoonover, and I want to go ahead and walk you through some of my classroom information, and I'm going to be presenting this on my website, which you're going to have access to all year long. So my website is hschoonover95.wixsite.com/first grade. So anytime that you need to find this information, you can always go there, and I will also be sending out links, usually weekly, with updates on there. So this will be a very common source of communication for me in my classroom. So here's the home page, and I just have some pictures here. You can see that those are my kids from last year, but that'll be updated soon with pictures of our new class and just a little welcome letter right there. And my contact information is down here. This is my cell phone number, and so I give that out, and I haven't had any issues in the past, but I typically don't answer past like 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock at night, but that is probably the best way to reach me, especially during the day when I'm teaching all day long. A quick text message is usually easier for me to respond to than an email. Okay, so if we go up and click on the About Me page, there's just a little Meet Your Teacher section, so you guys can read through that if you want. There's a little about me. I went to K-State. I also am working on my master's degree right now at Baker. And then some of my favorite things, and then contact information is there again. And here is a picture of my family. Okay, the next one is weekly updates. So right now, this is not super important yet. Every week I will post a weekly update, and I will also send a link via email to it that will have our spelling words and any information that you need for that week. So these ones are all from last year. I also sometimes put together a bunch of pictures if we had a field trip or maybe a class party. I'll put those on here so you guys have access to those as well. Next is the important one. This is our class info page. So welcome to first grade. The first thing here is about arrival and dismissal. So school starts at 8:10 and the cafeteria will be open at 7:40. So for those kids that eat breakfast in the morning, they will be able to get in at 7:40. And then right after that, all the kids will go meet in the gym, and the teachers will then go pick them up, and we'll walk them back around 8 o'clock. The day ends at 3:10, and a teacher will escort your child to the place of dismissal. It's really, really important that at back to school night, we get the information about how your kid is going to get home on the first day of school, as well as throughout the rest of the year, so that we're prepared and can get them to where they need to be. Absence is the next thing. So if you know that your child is going to be absent for any reason, make sure that you call our school number, which was right there. And also, if you could send me an email or a text, that would be great. Birthdays. Unfortunately, we're not allowed to have birthday treats anymore. It's a district policy. So if your child wants to bring something other than birthday treats, like pencils or something like that, we are able to do that. So if you can just communicate that with me, that would be great, and we can find a way to celebrate your kiddo. Okay, communication. I mentioned this a little bit before, but I do my best to keep you updated on a weekly basis regarding all the happenings in our classroom. I might be communicating with email, but typically it will be over our weekly updates on my website on the weekly updates tab up there. When we have early dismissal days or professional development days, those we will be dismissed at 12:30, and those are all marked on a calendar that I will show you on another page here soon. As far as homework goes, we don't overload it too much in first grade, but I will be giving out a monthly reading log, and we would really, really, really encourage that every kid is reading at least 10 to 15 minutes per night. It's also really good for them to be read too, so kind of sharing that balance with your kid and giving them a little bit of both. And so if they record any reading at all on their log and turn it in at the end of the month, they'll get to choose a prize from my treasure box. So that's a little bit of an incentive to get them reading at home. Recess, we will have two 15-minute recesses a day, one in the morning and one in the afternoon. Our lunch is from 11:50 to 12:20. Specials is 1:20 to 2:10. And that includes art, library, music, and PE. We'll have a rotating ABCD schedule, which I will show you on the schedules page here in just a second. And then on the first day of school, we need to make sure that we have all the health forms and birth certificate on file so that your child can attend. So that's really important to make sure that you have that all into the office, and then also that we know how your child is getting home that day. Okay. I won't read all of this, but just to give you a little bit of a lowdown of my classroom management systems, I have two big classroom rules, that it's never okay to be hurtful and it's never okay to be disruptive. So your kids will hear me say that a lot. Those are my non-negotiable, most important things, and so they will definitely be hearing that a lot. We use a system called CHAMPS. We've shortened it to be MAC, and that stands for movement, activity, and conversation. And so that's kind of a way that we break down expectations for each individual activity that kids are doing throughout the day. PBIS is something that we also do school-wide, and it is positive behavior intervention and support. And so mostly what you'll hear about with that is Starbucks. That is something that we give out throughout the day when we see safe, responsible, and respectful behavior, and we will make sure to let your kid know what they did, what the behavior that they showed to earn that Starbucks, and then they will keep those and eventually be able to spend them either in our classroom treasure box or in a school-wide Starbucks store. I also do a warm and fuzzy jar with my class. So if students are caught doing something kind, aka warm and fuzzy, they'll get to add a pom-pom to a class jar, and then when our jar is full, we'll have a class party. And then BIST is the last one with classroom management that I want to talk about. So this is something, the purpose of BIST is to partner with students who are struggling and to help them be accountable for the actions or for their actions and to give them the tools to make changes in their life. BIST is designed to teach and protect students via grace and accountability so that students can make good choices and have promising lives that they want and they deserve. So a few things that you might hear your kids say in terms of BIST are the goals for life. So I can make good choices even if I'm mad. I can be okay if others are not okay. And I can do something even if I don't want to or if it's hard. Okay, moving on to field trips. I don't really have a lot here yet because we are still in the process of planning all of that, but there will be permission slips sent home prior to field trips, and we are limited on the number of volunteers, but we'll give you more information when we have all of that figured out. Conferences will be similar to how they've been the past couple years. If you've been here before, they won't necessarily all be on a certain day. I will probably plan some on random evenings. Maybe it might be on a Saturday at a Starbucks. That'll just kind of be up to you and me. So if you feel a need to have a conference, you can always reach out. And I will also be sending out a sign up when that gets closer so that we can make sure that we get to meet and talk about your kiddo. Technology, each student will be issued an iPad. They do have to fill out a Skyward consent form online, or you actually will have to, the parent will have to fill out that form online so that they can get that in the next few weeks. It'll always stay at school. We use a lot of different fun apps, and I'll send home more information on that once we have the iPads, but just be ready for that. And also make sure that you provide your kid with over-the-ear headphones so that everyone has those ready to go. Okay, sorry that was long. The next part is our schedule. So here's our daily schedule. I'll let you go ahead and read through that. And then down here is the special schedule. So this is that rotating ABCD day schedule. So you can know when your kid has PE and needs to wear tennis shoes, or when they need to bring their library book back. And then this is the district, or sorry, not the district, the school-wide ABCD schedule. So that has all of the days of school, and it also has the days that we don't have school, when we have holiday break, when we have early release, all of that, and then has the ABCD schedule on there. So this will be something that is important to reference often. Okay, the next one is academics. So I'm not gonna read this, but I just want you to know that this is here. It's an overview of what we're gonna learn in first grade. So it has reading, math, social studies, science, and health, and then also a little bit about our reading curriculum and our math curriculum. So that is there for you if you are interested in learning a little bit more about it. And lastly, here is my contact information once again, my email, cell phone number, and then our Twitter and Instagram. Make sure to follow those because I love posting pictures of things that are going on in our classroom. All right, thanks for listening.